Welcome back to Live, Laugh, Luke, and we ship Janet Hamner out, and we've got the baddest bitch on television. We've got the one, the only, Ashley James.
I love that.
Did you like me calling you the baddest bitch?
Yeah, I loved it.
I'm obsessed sometimes when I see, and we're going to get into it anyway, when I see a clip of you and you're going at it on This Morning.
Do you know what? Sometimes my partner says to me, I feel like I'm in a This Morning debate with you all the time. So it's not just for TV, it's just a personality trait.
Yeah, but I love it. Do you find that is like your superpower with certain things where you just go, do you see both sides, or do you love getting up and getting your fucking teeth into a debate?
I try to see both sides, and I try to debate from a way that people will hopefully change their mind, as opposed to being like, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into that. So a lot of people obviously recognise you from This Morning, but when you first started, I know you started on radio, but you probably, I would say that you introduced to everyone in Made in Chelsea, would you say?
Definitely.
How did you find Made in Chelsea?
Do you know what? It was, I actually talk about this in my book, but it was something that I'm really grateful for, because didn't have any contacts in the industry. So when I decided to quit my job at 25, it was like, it just kind of like was not sprung upon me, but I never expected it. And because I'm from Newcastle, my mum was like, Ashley, would you not be better on Geordie Shore? And I was like, Mum, if you'd watched Geordie Shore, you'd be really grateful that I'm on the show.
People wouldn't know that you're actually from Newcastle, would they?
Lots of people don't. I mean, I don't hide it. I'm very proud of it. I'm from Northumberland, so my
boyfriend's
right in the
from
middle.
Middlesbrough.
Yeah. That's kind of like a bit more south.
Do you hate, because there's periods where people hate certain people from there, like Sunderland and Middlesbrough don't like Newcastle people.
Yeah.
Whereabouts do you fit in that?
So, because we're Newcastle fans, so obviously there's always been like the Mackem, but I wouldn't say I hate people from Sunderland. God, don't get me into trouble.
No.
Who do you hate?
Yeah, who do you hate? Tell me that. No, because my boyfriend, I think this is right, Smoggy.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. But people wouldn't think that you're Newcastle because your accent.
Yeah, but I feel like, do you know what was great? When I was younger, I used to get into clubs because they thought I was Donna Eyre. So I feel like I've got that Geordie look. So Donna, there was like Donna, who was like the generation above me, then me. And then I feel like Perry Edwards is sort of like the younger one.
Yes. So obviously you were from Newcastle. You went then to boarding school, and then obviously propelled into everyone knowing you from Made in Chelsea. How did you get into that? Was it a case of you saw something advertised and you went into it?
No, so I actually, when I quit my job, I did a TV presenting course, which was 4 days. And then on the 5th day, so after the course, one of the girls who I'm still friends with on the course was like, oh, I'm going to go be an extra on Made in Chelsea. So she was like, do you want to come along? And I looked up the production company and saw that they did like other jobs where they needed presenters. So I thought I'll just go network.
Yeah.
And then when they said to me, would you want to do it? At first I was like, oh, I'm not sure because I want to be a presenter. And then they were like, well, why don't you come along and watch another scene? So I went, and it was a speed dating scene. And then one of the guys was like, who's that? Can she do it? And I did it. The first scene I did, I generally thought that would just be like a one-off. So it was quite, it was like interesting doing it. And obviously it was like 2012. So it was on its 3rd series. So I felt suddenly like I was like launched into it.
Yeah.
And I think it was like a difficult thing to navigate. I feel like it's quite savage. I feel like reality TV has evolved a lot, but then I'm like really grateful to it as well, because like
put your foot in the door.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
And do you feel like if it wasn't for that show, then you wouldn't have had the opportunities you've got now?
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like you can look back and think, oh, now I've got if that was 2012, I'm so bad at maths, but like over a decade of experience.
14 years, yeah.
Then of course I'd be like, oh, if I were to do it differently, I would do X, Y, and Z. But I didn't know anyone. Like, you know, when you're new to the industry, like Instagram, like social media wasn't a tool either. So I'm so like grateful and appreciative of the journey. And I feel like you can't have regrets because it's part of who you are. And also I always think about things like when you're on your deathbed, how cool is it to be like, I got to do this show. I did Celeb Big Brother, and I was such a huge Big Brother fan, like right from the beginning. Do you remember it used to be on 24 hours a day on E4?
You used to watch people asleep.
Yeah. That was literally it.
It's a bit weird now if you think about it.
But even when I was in the Big Brother house, I was like, Shane from Boyzone used to make breakfast every day. And I remember thinking like, if 8-year-old Ashley knew that Shane from Boyzone was making me breakfast, like it's just surreal, this industry.
Surreal. Yeah. It's like, and also with Celebrity Big Brother, when you went on to that, how did you find living with a house full of people that are completely different?
I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, I really loved it. I feel like the hardest thing was knowing it was all being filmed.
Yeah.
And knowing that obviously like people are making impressions, and also wanting to make your parents proud in a way.
Yeah.
There's actually a really funny chapter in my book Bimbo about, it's called Backing the Wrong Pony, and it is all about like the emotions that I went through in the house, because my dad had always said whenever I did TV, even Made in Chelsea, he was always like, oh God, just please don't say it's Big Brother. He always had this thing. So when I was like doing Big Brother, so yeah, but I think, you know, they didn't want to come to the launch, and that was kind of like weighing in the back of my mind. But in terms of like the people, it was just great, because you don't have a phone, you don't have a clock, like you've literally got nothing else to do. So I'd be like, oh, I'll just go find out what it was like to be in Boyzone. I'll just go find out what it was like to be in the Kardashians. I'll just go find out what it was like to dance with Princess Diana, like with Wayne Sleeps. It was just like, just mad, like having all these different people.
Do you ever get a bit fucking scared though when you're in there? So it might like tell someone shut the fuck up and you go, oh, I'm cancelled now. Like, just tell someone shut up.
There was one night where we all had a couple of drinks, and then because ours was all around, it was to celebrate the year of the woman, because it was 100 years since women got the right to vote. So I think the idea was they had like strong women and men with a problematic past.
Because it was, I'm right in saying it was such a woman-dominated Big Brother.
Yeah,
is that right?
It was like the first week was like an all-female lineup, and then they brought the boys in.
Yes.
So there was this one night where we'd had a couple of drinks, and then they made us do these like debates and like one of the questions was,
I bet you were like, fucking this is my time.
Yeah, but when you realise the next day, like, you know, when you've had a couple of drinks and it all gets a bit leery, one of the questions I remember was, is it immoral to be a page 3 girl, or page 3 girls are outdated? It was something like that. And one of the girls in the house, who's still one of my really good friends, is she's called Jess Impiatti, and she used to be a page 3 or a race girl, whatever they're called. So I was like, guys, should we let Jess speak? Because she's the one that's got experience, and no one was listening. So I was like, should we just let Jess speak? Should we let Jess speak? And then Anne Widdecombe was like, will you shut up? It's not about you. And then I got really leery. And you know when you wake up,
came out of you.
Honestly, it comes out every now and then. Yeah, and then
does that ever come out like, listen, pet?
No,
I don't know if that was good, actually.
No, it wasn't good. No, okay. But I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Be like, here, man.
Wait, hey, pet?
Shut up, man.
Do you know what I can say really well? What about the poor wee bends down in the mine?
That is actually good, yeah.
And I got that from Catherine Cookson.
Love that.
Because my fucking nan used to watch it all the time.
My nana used to always be like, didn't go outside because of the beasties. And we used to think there were beasts outside, but it just means cows.
Yeah. What about the wee bends?
The wee bends, yeah. Love that.
That was good, that. Anne Widdecombe.
Oh, yeah. So I had this, like, I was like, Anne, and like really defending myself. And the next morning I woke up and thought, oh my God, I can't believe, what did I say? And I remember, you know, when you're like, ugly crying, like, you're not listening to me. And then, so actually there was a sauna. So I just like went and sat in the sauna for a bit, because I was like, then I don't have to talk to anyone. And that day there was a challenge where basically it was like, you had to hold out this feather, and it was like the person that wins can be immune from nominations. And I went in there very much with imposter syndrome, feeling like, well, I'm not really a celebrity. So I just didn't want to go out if everyone thought I was like feral. So I was like, I'll have to win this. And I remember being like, guys, I don't care how long you think you can hold this feather out, I will win. And I did. But I actually sprained my ribs because I held it for so long.
How long did you hold a feather for?
I can't even remember now. Something like maybe an hour and 50 minutes. And you couldn't bend your arms. So I was like going like this, and I did win. And I did avoid nomination that night. But
probably for the best.
Yeah, because I was terrified. I was like, I can't go out after being Larry.
What was it like with Anne Widdecombe? Because I'm guessing that wasn't. I mean, I'm guessing she got a bit of an opposing views to what you might have.
Do you know what? I was really fascinated by her, and as like polarizing as she is, and I think her actually probably like a lot of society have got more divisive and strict in the views. I find it really interesting learning from people. And one thing I will say that I did learn from Anne after that confrontation, when she came to speak to me the next day, was like to not be so sensitive and to care a bit less about what people think.
Yes.
But it was interesting in the house because obviously there was Courtney Act, and then there was also Amanda Barry and Wayne Sleep, and they would often defend Anne, and they were like, you don't know what it was like for us being gay in the 70s and 80s. So I do you know what? It was just like a fascinating group of people. That sometimes it's not about me inserting my opinion, and of course I believe that the things that she contributed to are wrong, but I was more listening to other people's conversations around it and around her that I found really interesting. I did stop speaking to her when we went for dinner once, and she had her like Brexit MEP badge on, and I was like, come on, Anne, take that off.
Come on, Anne.
Come on, Anne.
But she's got her own problems. Did you see her try straighten her hair?
Yeah, I was there. I used to help her straighten her hair.
She's got a hair bit here, and she's just doing this.
I straightened her hair every day. I felt like sometimes if you're nice to people, you think they might change their opinions.
It's not. She's still voting Brexit, let's be honest. As much as you straightened her out, she was voting for Brexit.
But that meme is so funny because obviously you don't see any of that when you're in the house, so you come out to it all.
That clip is iconic.
But we're not just here to talk about Big Brother.
No, we're not.
I could talk about it all day.
Yeah, same. But we'll move on. So you obviously went from Big Brother, and you are now a regular feature on This Morning. That's a good fucking gig, isn't it?
I love it.
How come how did that happen?
How did it happen? God, I can't even remember now. I feel like I've been literally part of the furniture for so long now.
Big Brother was 2018, wasn't it?
Yeah, so obviously there was like lockdown and kids in the midst of that. I did Steph's Packed Lunch, which was in Leeds. Loved Steph's Packed Lunch, and I love Steph McGovern so much. And then I started doing This Morning. I think they just asked me. I'd love to give this really heartfelt, but still now, 2.5 years later, I feel so lucky. I pinch myself every day that I get to be part of that show, because I feel like that was the show that I grew up watching, and when I quit my job thinking like, oh my God, I'd love to do This Morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
Because obviously This Morning, for everyone, it's been such a staple piece in the UK that when I don't know, you wake up, This Morning's going to be on. Was that such a pinch me moment for you that you were now included in something that's been on telly for so many years?
Yeah, I feel like it's a real privilege because, even when I had my kids, This Morning's that, it's a show for company, isn't it? People watch This Morning, whether they're not working because they have a day off, or whether they're not working because they're going through something, or they're sick, or they've just had a kid. I feel like it's your friend.
Yeah.
And I love getting to... And it's also just full of iconic people. And apart from this sofa, this is obviously now, because you're on it, the most iconic podcast sofa. But This Morning sofa, I'm just it's iconic, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, do you know what is funny this? Because a couple of podcast episodes ago, I said to my mum, can you do your New Year's resolution in the camera? And do you know what she said? What? My New Year's resolution, Luke, is me and you being on This Morning. I was like, oh, as a guest. And she went, no, it's presenting. Is Kat Deely and fucking Ben Shepherd. And I went, that. I mean, I get, Jan, you're optimistic, but let's be a bit fucking realistic.
No, but you've got to, I feel like you've got to be a bit delulu in this industry.
You've got to. Because
I love that. Jan energy. I'm going to take that into 2026. Yeah. And do you know what? Ben and Kat go on holiday. People step in. Oh, your mum's right there. Well, maybe we could be the first throuple on This Morning.
Don't know how I feel about that. You call me a throuple with my mother.
Well, we're talking about presenting. Yeah. Get your mind out the gutter.
So obviously, what I love about you being on This Morning is that you're such a big representation of feminism. How important was it you to represent that on This Morning, would you say?
Really important. And I feel without getting really serious about it, we're in such a divisive world, and so I feel like it's a real privilege to get a platform to be able to maybe offset not just topics around feminism, but equality in general. We're seeing such a rise in culture wars, where I feel like people who really don't deserve it are getting such a hard time, and no matter how much you hate on those people, our world's not going to get better. We're not going to get richer by hating on trans people. So I feel like it's not just important, but it's a privilege that I take really seriously, because it feels like whoever is on the end of culture wars deserve someone to defend them or speak up for them, and tries to also just change people's minds. Because I like most people are really nice people, but they're just like absorbing all this like information. So I try to just go in with facts and just say my bit and try to like lead with love
Yeah.
and hopefully like
Speaking of
change
her,
some people's minds.
how did you get that? And what I mean by that is like, say for example, you're from like, say, a city or a town, small town mentality. Sometimes people who have not experienced culture, experienced people, tend to have a view of, well, this is how I am, like, and I'm not changing. What was it for you, do you think, that made you go,
that
well, the world,
radicalized me.
yeah, like you just open your eyes to the world, would you say? Did you have any like inspirations or?
Yeah, do you know what? I feel like this is basically the inspiration for my whole book, Bimbo, because it's like I feel like we all do it. Like you'll have had your experience as a boy, but as a girl, like it starts with I feel like people calling you bossy, and obviously when you're young, you're not really like you're just absorbing everything as like
Mhm.
fact.
Yeah.
Whereas like when I was a teenager, like experiencing things like slut shaming and realizing all the double standards around like boys and how they get to grow up and not even be like sexually open, but just not have the shame on it. And I
Mhm.
feel like with as a teenage girl, it's like you're put into this box that you can't win because you're either like frumpy or you're a slut. And you're like,
Mhm.
well, what am I meant to do? And so that like just being a woman and being like having all these like outdated expectations and standards, whether it's like beauty and brains and you know, doing reality TV and people assuming that you're like just a reality star. It's like trying to like break out of like the boxes and the assumptions people make about you. It's all kind of like slightly radicalized me, like having big boobs and feeling like I was dealing with like being policed and slut shamed for like just having a body. And then I think like becoming a mum totally radicalized me because I used to be quite, I'd say, like misogynistic about mums. So even though I felt like I was a feminist, I'd be
Mhm.
like, oh, I don't want to be like mumsy, or I'm not like one of those people that would give up their careers.
Yeah.
And then I became a mum and I was like, oh my God, as if like every other mum before me was like frumpy and gave up their career. And but also like I respect people that do give up their careers.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do we punch down so much on mums when actually like they are kind of like the backbone of society? So I think just living life as a woman and as a person and having so much expectation on you and I feel like it never ends. And like now that I'm a mum with a boy, you know, I see the kind of like narrow rules of masculinity that people are trying to put him into.
Mhm.
So yeah, like definitely living in different worlds and getting out there, but also just like experiencing life.
You must have thick skin.
No.
You don't?
Do you know what? It's funny, isn't it? Because I feel like we're always told in our industry to have a thick skin, but it feels like to me a bit victim blamey. Like, why do we
Mm.
need to have thick skins? Why can't other people just be kind?
Because I was saying this before on a pod previously. I was like, people expect you to be, when you're in this industry, like they can say you put on weight. Oh, she looks this certain way. Oh, I didn't like how he said this, how he said that. But they wouldn't say that in real life, and it's easier for you to say it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as well, like I've looked through obviously some of your videos that you've done that have like segments from this morning, and I've seen comments where people have said something, or she all she does is argue about everything, or she said something. Do certain comments like that spur you on to say, well, actually, no, I'm going to make more of a change, or does it hurt you? Would you say?
I wouldn't say comments like that hurt me, but I also find it really interesting. Like my book being called Bimbo, that is
Yeah,
because every time I
it's a play
talk
on
and someone
words.
doesn't agree with my opinion, they call me a bimbo. Whereas I bet Nick Ferrari, people would listen to him and disagree with him, but they would never question his intelligence.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not necessarily that I've grown a thicker skin, but
Mm-hmm.
I've learnt that other people's trolling and comments is a reflection of them and not
Not
me.
unhappy.
And actually, when it comes to opinions, I don't think that I have like controversial opinions because ultimately I'm like, trans people deserve human rights. Like for me, it's like I just lead with love and I want everyone to have equal human rights. And I want to live in a world where we respect each other for the way in which we live and who we love. And I
Yeah.
don't, so I'm like, if people don't want to get it or they think that that's controversial, then in a way that I haven't done my job well enough,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, well, I want them to be like, oh yeah, I hadn't really considered that, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to bend myself and shape myself. And I think in terms of like people who are like horrible about the way you look, or just horrible in general, like you literally cannot win,
No.
because like, you know, you're either like too fat, too thin, too this, too that. So I feel like you just have to like be proud of who you are, and then not let it, not kind of like not pay attention to all the noise.
And I 100% agree. I definitely think it's more women than men that get the criticism, because you see, I don't know, a random celebrity that's on, I don't know, say, I saw something from Catherine Zeta-Jones. She was on there, and all the comments were, oh my God, have you seen how much she's aged? Look how awful she looks. Oh my God, she looks terrible. But then you see someone else in the same breath when it comes to like, say, a man, but nothing like that
Silver
is mentioned.
Fox.
Correct.
Yeah.
That must really fucking piss you off.
Do you know what?
Because that would annoy me.
Yeah, that is, I wrote a chapter called Elderhood, which is about how we basically don't allow women to age, but we punish them if they try not to age as well.
Yes.
So that's another example of like, you can't win.
She's had too much work done.
Yeah. Like the Kris Jenner facelift, which should be studied and probably is being studied, like amazing work. But also, if someone chooses not to have work done, they also get criticism. And it's like, guys, the only other alternative we have to getting old is literally dying.
Yeah.
And like, why is it? Like, you see it when like the Top Gun remake came out, Tom Cruise was still the leading man, whereas like the women got replaced by people in their 20s. And there was loads of criticism on the way like Meg Ryan looks, because she'd had too much work done. But then on the other actress, I can't remember her name, she looked like she'd let herself go. And it's just like these impossible standards, which is why I think, ultimately we're all like, we all have so much pressure on us. Men as well, because that's like, I guess, like the whole basis of toxic masculinity, that we're like not allowing men to be like open and to be sensitive.
Yeah.
So I feel like we just need to like know that we're gonna, like, we are all gonna be contradictions. You know, I want there to be like age positivity and for like the narrative to change around like women aging, but I also get Botox. So it's like, ultimately we are living in our lane and we should do what makes us happy and not try and like project any of that onto anyone else.
I feel like as well, if you're not hurting anyone, what the fuck has it got to do with you?
Literally.
Who cares?
Yeah.
And that brings me on to this bit where about on this morning, is there any certain topic that you think that you were really proud of speaking about that on this morning?
Yeah, there was one day where we spoke about like pink tax and how I can't even remember now, but it was around the fact that like men and women should be paid the same. And I was saying about like pink tax and how actually loads of like women's products are more expensive, and also that we need more products like sanitary products. And Nick ended up changing his mind, and he was like, oh yeah, I hadn't considered any of that. And so for me, that is like when I'm absolutely winning. And then another topic that I'm really proud of, which actually went viral around the world, which is the first time I've had something like completely explode, was when I like deconstructed the word woke and the weaponization of the word woke. And I actually didn't even know that was going to come up, but one of the topics was about how like you can't even say breastfeeding anymore, but I was breastfeeding at the time, so it was so perfect because I got to like completely dispel it all, but also be like, but I am a breastfeeding woman, so you can't argue with me on it, because I literally am doing it, and I know that no one's trying to remove the word breastfeeding. And then that was like a very proud moment.
Yeah. And I also think it's a really good moment, especially for the LGBTQ plus community, is when you stepped down as Girl Guides ambassador in December because you weren't, if you explain it for me, it's about was it for the transgender people?
So they
recognising them as female.
Well, they're no longer allowing trans girls to be part of Girl Guiding, and it's so sad because like I was a rainbow, I was a brownie. I loved my time as a girl, like within the Girl Guiding community, and I also worked with them before becoming ambassador. And I love everything that they're trying to do, like speaking to politicians, trying to make the world better for women and girls using like stats and research and actually speaking to girls. And that was why I wanted to be an ambassador, because it felt like instead of adults talking on behalf of children, I actually got to like speak to all the girls about like the things that are actually concerning them and try to like make change. And during my time as an ambassador, I met so many like trans girls, and they were like a really loved part of the community. They were really loved in their like brownies and their guides. And so it just felt like an unnecessary evil to exclude them when like, who cares? They're not hurting anyone, and it's a safe space for them. And it felt like bowing down to culture wars. And even though, you know, them and the Women's Institute, who also banned trans women from the WI, some of which have been going for like 40 years to these institutions, and again are loved by everybody there, they argue, bow down. It's not that they wanted to exclude trans women and girls. It's that because of the new law, because of the Supreme Court ruling.
That's what I was just going to talk to you about. Was it? Do you think it was stemmed from that? That's why they introduced it in the Girl Guides.
Well, so
and Keir Starmer didn't fucking help.
Well, this government hasn't helped, but hopefully the next one will be about hope and not hatred.
Would you ever run for PM? Because I think I'll fucking vote for you.
Do you know, funny enough, can you imagine the trolling if I decided to run for...
Oh, fuck it, I'll beat them up.
Yeah, thank you. You could be my
I'll be
bodyguard.
like, way, pet, don't pick on me wee Ben.
I like that.
You should run for PM.
But do you know what? I feel like the problem is if you want to like speak as an activist and you get sucked into a party, I feel like you see them all being shipped out, being told to say something. I feel like you almost like lose your sense of conviction because you have to represent a party. Whereas like as an activist, you can keep shouting at PMs to try and make the world better.
And also you're on daytime fucking telly, which is the best place you can do it.
Why would I give up this morning? Hey?
Yeah. Well, if you give it up, I could go in.
Yeah. You guys will be waiting in the wings.
We'll be like,
Jan will be there.
So I didn't know about you. You're actually a DJ.
Yeah.
You spin the decks.
I do spin.
Can I just say what you like, your songs that you have, like, sisters are doing it for themselves?
Do you know what? I actually have a really good girl power feminist playlist. I did it before lockdown or maybe in lockdown, and it starts with like a Meghan Markle inspirational tune, and then it's just like loads of anthems.
Are they in there, the Spice Girls?
They are in there.
Because they are, people say this, but they are the beacon of feminism in the 90s, them girls were. People say, oh, I'm like, no. They stood up for girl power.
They are the OG girl power.
Yeah.
Like, that was my introduction to feminism.
Same. I mean, well, yeah, I'm a feminist as well, to be fair.
Can we just say that? We should all be feminists because actually, 100%. Like, you just want equal rights. So I always find it weird when people are like, are you a feminist? We should be like, are you not? How embarrassing for you.
I'm going to say that next time. If someone says to me,
what rights do you not want us to have?
So you don't want me to have equal rights for women? Are you mad?
Yeah. Do you want women to be paid less?
Exactly.
Well, that's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. So yeah, they were my beacon of girl power.
Yeah, they are. But even still, they are like
girl power.
Just girl power. The last time we saw each other.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
We were with each other, and Malcy was DJing.
Yeah.
She was fantastic.
I do love every time you say DJ, you do the action.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. I might do that now. I'm a DJ.
Yeah, I also say as well, like when someone says that you listen to some indie, I go.
Yeah, I love that.
So let's talk about your book. I say book. Do you say book in Newcastle?
My parents say book.
Yeah. It's a Stoke thing as well. So Bimbo.
Yeah. Do you like the cover?
I do actually.
Thank you.
Put a lot of time into it.
I did actually. It's like I was honestly so pedantic. I went into Penguin with a Pantone chart. I had to get the right shade of pink.
Love that. Bimbo. Ditch your labels, find your voice and reclaim your confidence. Bitch.
Yeah.
It doesn't say bitch, but yeah.
That is genuinely the thing that I'm most proud of that I've ever done in my life. And like my whole heart and soul after Bimbo, then kids. I had to work a lot harder to make Bimbo than I did to make the children.
So Bimbo, did you write this all yourself?
I did write it myself to my detriment, and yeah.
No fucking ghostwriter here.
Yeah, exactly. It's the book that I wish that had been there when I was a teenage girl. Also, I was single for a period of 6 years from 27 to 33, which is when like there's so much pressure.
This whole period.
Yeah, like just constant. Are you still single? Don't get left on the shelf. Don't be too picky. Don't want to leave it too long.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
Not like TikTok, but like TikTok.
Yeah, old school TikTok when it meant
TikTok.
a clock.
Yeah.
As opposed to dancing
TikTok.
on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like as a new mum as well, when I was feeling like, what the hell have I done?
How long did it take you to write it?
So I went to Mexico for 7 days and did like 160,000 words, and then I had to like strip it all back down to 80. Then second draft. So I'd say probably like 9 months, same as a baby actually.
I understand why you're proud of it
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
So this is your at the start for women, for the ones who came before us, who fought, sacrificed, and endured so that we might have the freedoms we hold today. For those who suffered under oppression, silence, and unseen. For trans women, our sisters at arms, because none of us are free until we are. For every woman still fighting for equality. For all our male allies, me, we need you as much as today as we did yesterday. Thank you for lending your voices to us. And for our daughters, especially my own, Ada, may you grow up in a world of equal opportunity, unshackled by double standards, and free to live boldly as yourselves. Fair fucks.
Love that.
When you were writing that, I bet you were like, fucking yeah, this is good.
Do you know what? There was bits where I was writing where I was like
this.
I had to no, but there was bits where I'm like, oh my God, what's my point? Because like, there's one thing just writing everything, which is what I did. And then you almost have to be like, okay, so what am I doing here? But there were bits, even now when I read the conclusion, which is called Sisterhood, it makes me well up. And when I did the audiobook, there was like parts of the book that I got really emotional reading. And a lot of it is basically around like the shame and the boxes and the language that shrinks women throughout our lives. So a lot of it's like my own personal experiences. So I look at, things that I've experienced that I haven't really spoken about before, like sexual assault, but it's to try and make a more like broader observation about our experience, in the hope that whether it's like you've got a teenage daughter and you feel like you want to get through to her, or you don't really know what she's going through, the maidenhood chapter is amazing, or whether you're a new mum, or whether you're single and you're really struggling with that, it's like hopefully it just gives people like the words, and also I hadn't really thought about that. Yeah, I've done that before. So it's just looking at how a lot of like history or outdated expectations still kind of carry into like norms today. And then hopefully by the end of it, people will read it and then we'll all come out and burn the patriarchy.
Yes. And also as well, you mentioned about like sexual assault. And I think people don't understand how more common it is in females for especially for society. How important is it for you to include that?
Do you know, it's really hard when I was deciding, like, do I want it in the book or not? Because it's not something that I necessarily feel that comfortable to talk about. But my reason for doing so is because it's like, well, how can I write a book about shame and how women are made to feel like shame, or like they shouldn't talk about certain things, and actually leave out one of arguably like the biggest topics because of like victim blaming and the shame that's still attached to it, and
people not thinking if you're telling the truth and
all the questions. So I everything I've put in there is to hopefully make people like either feel like, oh yeah, I've experienced this, and you're right, I shouldn't feel guilty about it, or it's not my fault. Or if it ever happens, like God forbid, to like somebody or their daughters, that they're like, this is what Ashley has said, or the shame needs to change sides. And I was so inspired by Giselle Pellico, who obviously went through like a horrific experience at the hands of her husband and 80 men, but she was the one that she turned up every day with her head held high, and she said that the shame needs to change sides. So it was like very much inspired by her that I was like, yes, Giselle. And her being that beacon of hope for women, like, yeah, I think that I got very emotional in the audiobook of that.
Do you know when, obviously, because you've wrote this book yourself, did you speak to, like, say, for example, your mum about her experiences and other people and friends?
Yeah, so there's bits in there about like my own experience of having a mum, and like, like the reason that I am the way I am, or the reason that I like was a pick-me girl or pursued the male gaze, or whatever you want to call it. But then there's also like, I look at the fact that, her generation like had a completely different set of tools, because we forget, like, it was like 50 years ago, women couldn't own bank accounts. Even if they earned money, like they had to have a man's name to like have bank accounts and loans and all of these things.
Wild.
So she grew up believing that she needed like a man in a way that I feel like we don't need to now, because we have like financial freedom and choice for the first time ever. God forbid anyone try and take our rights away.
Do you find though now, and I really want to get into this with you because I think you're the best person to talk to about it. I don't know if you've seen the clips online at the moment with like Stephen Bartlett.
What are you trying to drag me into? Come on.
No, nothing. I'm just thinking, because he was talking about like how the population
is shrinking and men need to intervene.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that? Because this is fantastic and I feel like it will really help and guide people, but we're still pretty much stuck in a society where it's a lot better, but we're still, if you think about it, women are looked at as some men as second-class citizens.
And also we're shamed. It's always our fault. Like, it's our fault if we're single. It's our fault for like the declining birth rate. It's our, like, everything feels like it's our fault. And like, even when you think of like phrases like single woman or single mother, sorry, it's like, sorry, so they're staying and they're raising their kids, and like, why is the shame on them? So I feel like with that, it's like, oh, so you're blaming women and you're talking like really dangerously that you want to intervene. If you want to really intervene on why there's maybe like a lowering birth rate, why don't you look at, number one, like male behavior? Because I feel like our expectations are still in the 1950s, that it's like, well, why would a woman who can now earn her own money and live a life, or stay at home if she chooses to, because it's not a sentence anymore, you can do it. Why would she still have to do someone's washing and, you know, allow, like, you know, men need to step up because women have stepped up. But if you really want to intervene, well, maybe look at making motherhood more enjoyable. So like affordable childcare, good maternity services, so that we're not having these like traumatic births, of which I had, which is in the book as well. And so I feel like it's like, you're still blaming us. And what do you mean intervene? If you want to intervene, like, look at the manosphere and all the harm that's doing to men. And there's a chapter in my book called like Raising Boys, and it's like my experience as a boy mum, because I see it now already that like my son is amazing and people like box him, and obviously it's like a different set of rules than it is for girls, but like he loves wearing Elsa dresses, and sometimes like that comes up as a like, oh well, you don't want him to get bullied, and I'm like, but why should he get bullied for being himself? And also, I don't want to be his first bully, so I want to give him the confidence to know that masculinity looks like anything. And I like explore all in there, like the, you know, the threat of the manosphere and stuff. But I feel like we just need to realize that it's not women, not everything is women's fault. And if we're choosing not to have kids, maybe look at why systemically.
I mean, fair play, girl. Well done. Fantastic. But I also feel like certain things like this will really help. Another thing that will really help is, did you watch Adolescence?
Yeah.
Stuff like that really helps. Do you think that stuff like this is really important, especially now?
I feel like that is almost like the antidote for adolescence. So adolescence is like what's happening in society, and this is the like, okay, it's happening, here's what we can do about it
to help.
And I feel like actually a few men at Penguin have read the book and they were like, oh my god, I'm going to buy it for my daughters, and I love that they were really engaged in it.
Also, you read it.
No, but they have, as in they have,
right,
but they really enjoyed it. And I'm like, I love the fact that they were so engaged with it, as opposed to being like, oh God, that's not for me. They were like, it's made me see things so differently and I really want to buy it for my daughter. And that like makes me really excited that they learned something and took something away from it.
So this is out now. So go and fucking buy it immediately. I think this is great. And I feel like, I think you're right in what you're saying. I just don't think it should be women. Men should read it. I also think if you've just got boys, read it as well, so they can be. If
you've got a pulse, read it.
Cat and dog.
That's the hard sell.
Read it. Read it. No, that's really well done, love.
Thank you.
You should be really proud of that.
I
Blood,
am.
sweat, and tears have gone into that.
Yeah.
Fair play.
And do you know what I'm really proud of?
Go on.
I've got my quote from Jamila Jamil and Queen Carol Vorderman.
Love.
Don't we love that?
Love.
Like having their names on my
because
baby.
They are. Boom.
And that's why I love this book more than my babies. Carol Vorderman, her name's not on our feed, is it?
Do you know what? We've gone to a really serious bit and now we're going to do a really immature
Is this bingo?
Right, I'm going to tell you. So this is called Confess Your Sins, where audience members will write in and we've got to react to it.
Okay.
So we've just done a really serious like feminist talk and now we're going to be immature and read like what people have said.
Love that.
Right, I'll give it a spin and I'll let you read and you've got to react to it if I can get me ball. Oh, look at that. There you go.
Wait. Oh, is there something in it?
Yeah.
All right. I was like, what am I reading?
Have a ball.
And
it matches your book.
Oh yeah, I love that. Was
It's
that
like
just me?
Yeah.
Confession 2.
Go on.
My nan is deaf. God, I really don't know where this is going.
I thought you said dead.
I thought it said dead at
I
first.
thought it was like, my nan is dead. I was like, right, we've
hang
opened
on.
that up well.
I don't know where this is going.
Okay.
My nan is deaf
Right.
I was really horny, so got my boyfriend around hers for a quickie, took him upstairs and she couldn't hear a thing. I feel so bad.
Why'd you feel bad if she can't hear? I'd feel bad if she was dead and you brought him round and shagged him.
I still feel like it's quite bad.
Do you think?
Well, by the time I'm a gran...
Did you ever have sex in your mum and dad's house?
I can't answer that.
That's a yes.
It's not my confession.
Oh, guys.
No, but I've never had sex in my gran's house. That is a step too far.
To be fair, though, by the time my nan got up the stairs, I'd be done. She had a bad leg. What do you think of that?
I mean...
Do you feel bad?
Yeah.
Are you close to your nan? Or are you close to your nan?
Do you know, I feel like it's just a respect thing, maybe.
Yeah, my dad was always very heavy on, you're not having sex in this house.
I feel like do what you want.
In the house. I've never had sex in mum and dad's house. Oh. Anyway, it's not my confession.
Oh, I don't know. By the time I'm a nana.
Yeah. Would you like
if I ever have a nana, would I like them to have sex, like take advantage of me being deaf? And I was probably deaf because they were shouting in my ear for years, and then I'm deaf, and then they took advantage of that. I don't know. Go around to their house. There. Sorry, that's what I do. I make everything deep. You're like, this is the fun bit, and then you're like, this is the fun. Actually, this is the fun bit.
You'll be like this with your 2 books, the 2 bestsellers.
Yeah, I'll be like talking to them about.
Listen, chapter 18, sex in my house. Don't fucking do it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel so bad.
I don't feel bad.
Do you not?
To be fair, my nan was quite. She was.
If you were ever a granda,
I would never be a granddad, love.
You might be.
I'm not. I don't want a kid.
But like hypothetically,
no. Hypothetically, I would.
And I feel like no offense. I am so offended. You don't want this. You don't want to wake up every day exhausted.
Yeah. Who doesn't want this? Not sure. No, I probably wouldn't like it. But she's hard of hearing. So does she hear it? Who knows?
Yeah, well, she won't know unless she's a big fan of this podcast. Is it accessible?
How will she hear it?
Do you not have any accessible?
We've got subtitles. Have we got subtitles? I think we have on Spotify. Yeah, we're deep in it, aren't we? Yeah. Don't do it again.
Yeah, I would say it's not. You should feel bad.
It's not pleasant.
No.
Have you ever had sex in your mum and dad's house, Jan? Never mind.
Anyone in this room had sex in their grandparents' house?
Not grandparents.
No.
You have.
I haven't.
You used to live with your nan?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't.
We'll cut that out.
Right, so we're going to move on. I'm not sure about that. Don't have sex in your nan's house. At least come outside in the back garden.
That's what I mean.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Have we? Who knows? Not my confession. So now we're going to go on to the laugh section. So we're going to play a game called Ashley Names. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, I'm going to give you
names.
Ashley Names because you're called Ashley.
Yeah,
James.
I like that.
Yeah, thanks.
So I'm a bit slow. I'm like,
it's probably still thinking of that. So basically, I'm going to give you a short topic and statement that you've talked on telly. You've got to tell me who were you up against when you were talking about it.
Okay.
Let's play a game of Ashley Names. Parents allowed their children to have a day off if they're too upset to go to school. Who did you have an opposing opinion on this morning?
Nick?
No.
Giles?
The
God?
No.
Piers Morgan?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes. So you were saying you should allow them to have off because of mental health. And he was like, no, they should just go to school.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that because he was like saying, mental health.
What do you think about that?
But I still stand by what I said.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I used to fake being ill. I mean, you don't do that now, really.
See, I couldn't do that because I was at boarding school. You're already at school.
How does that work? Do you just stay in bed? Like, if you wanted to?
I'd be like, oh no, it's snowing outside, we're snowed in. Well, you're here.
Yes.
Can't really get away with it.
Fairs.
And yeah, couldn't really do it. But mental health, I don't know. Do you know what I did? I used to get time off when I had to get my period because I got my period really young. So I did actually like really ramp that one up. But then when everyone else started getting their period, they were like, it's life now.
How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember that well? That one?
No.
No, fair enough. This one, has mental health culture gone too far? Who do you have an opposing view with that?
Is this not Piers Morgan again?
Nope.
Nick.
Yep. And
What did I say?
no, and someone else.
Nadine Dorries. Was it?
Yes, well done. So, mental health culture gone too far? What do you think?
No.
Yeah,
I think
especially
there's a
that fucking
reason.
COVID.
There's a reason why people might be struggling.
Correct.
So it's not like, I think she was saying people need to just tough it up and get back to work. And I was like, weren't you paid for ages to not do your job? One rule for them. Do you know what I mean? So I think if you want to improve people's mental health, maybe make this country a nice place to live and pay people proper wages. Do you know what I mean?
A fucking men, sister. And also, COVID didn't help.
Really didn't help.
Because I was on my own in that flat, and I'm not even kidding. One, I was bordering alcoholic. Secondly, I literally spoke to a squirrel every day. Do you know what that does to your mental health? Not great, Ash.
Are you still close to the squirrel?
No, we've moved. And
Oh.
I do miss it.
Yeah.
But honestly, it used to appear here when I was working. I used to go, hiya, you okay? What you up to? And then at one point I went, I've actually clearly gone insane.
Yeah, my brother was on his own and I was really worried about him for a little bit. It's just
Yeah.
like savage times, and especially for like young people.
Mm-hmm.
Of course they've got like shit mental health. Sorry,
Yeah.
can I swear?
Of course you can. You say what you want. Say
Am I-
C1 if you want.
Oh, wait, not
No,
in the
my mum
context of
doesn't
this.
like it,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I'm not going to do that around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like for young people, it's like they were locked in during like their peak youth.
The peak.
And now they can't afford a house.
Do you know when you're mentioning peak, there was 6 months I couldn't dance to Rain on Being by Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga. 6 months I couldn't go into a club. Do you know what that does to a gay boy's mental health?
I can
Not
imagine.
good.
Yeah. And then if you want to sort out your mental health, you've got to wait in a queue for about 4 years.
And I didn't have a garden.
Well, how did you meet the squirrel?
No, because he was on
you
the
went
tree
on a
next
walk?
to me. Yeah, tree next to me.
Oh, next to the window?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. That was nice. Did he come and see you?
Yeah, every single day. But sometimes he just went like this at me. And I thought, that squirrel doesn't like me. He's going to fucking try and
Oh, no,
kill
you
me in
really
my
were
sleep.
going through it. Not only was that your only friend.
Yeah.
Were you like naked a lot? Because squirrels like nuts. And were they attracted to...
And the ginger nuts.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe that.
Maybe you should have worn some clothes in
Maybe
lockdown.
I should have. Maybe I should have. Okay, this one. Is Barbie a good or bad role model for children?
I know who I had this debate with.
Go
This
on.
was a really long time ago.
I fucking love this debate.
And I really love this person.
Yes.
Montana
Correct.
from Love Island.
Correct.
Love her.
Yes.
Love Barbie.
And what do you think about that? Is it a good role model or a bad role model?
I think she's a role model because
Inclusive.
she's always been inclusive.
Yeah.
And I feel like, again, it's putting women in these like stereotypes that she didn't create the body image issues. And she was always inclusive. She's always done loads of jobs. I feel like she's even more inclusive now. They've just brought out autistic Barbie. I will not hear a bad word about Barbie.
And also, they brought out a Down syndrome Barbie. They brought out a Barbie on a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And you were saying as well that they widened the door for the more... Don't know where I'm going with this. Plus size Barbies.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
That's
you said
good.
that. Yeah.
Do you know what? One of my goals, yours is to be a double act on This Morning. Mine is to
got
have a
actors.
Barbie. I want to be a Barbie. You know, like when you do something
Ah.
really good, they make you into a Barbie. That is the goal for me.
I think we could go better than that. I think you should have a gold statue in Newcastle.
But can I be a Barbie as well?
Yeah, holding this with your Barbie.
Yeah.
Do you know like Emily Pankhurst in Manchester? Bit like that.
Yeah.
She stood on a chair doing this.
We do need more female statues.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Let's petition to do that.
Yeah.
They've got one who's one of my favourite people in the world, Victoria Wood.
I thought you were going to say Victoria Beckham because you were like my favourite people in the world.
Also her, but Victoria Wood. She had a statue in Bury. He got knocked down by a car. Yeah.
What, and they didn't bother
They
building
put it back
again?
up a year later, but it did get knocked down by a car, someone drunk driving.
Oh, no.
She was my comment. Do you know when you have someone that's like an inspiration? Like
Yeah.
who's your feminist inspiration, would you say?
Michelle Obama.
Fab.
Love her.
My comedy inspiration is Victoria Wood.
Love
Have
that.
you ever met her?
No. Have you? Well, they do say you shouldn't meet your heroes.
She is dead.
Oh, right. Well,
Yeah.
you can never
I
meet
can
her.
never meet her.
It's for the best.
Correct. This one. Should you ever snoop through your partner's phone?
No.
And do you know who you went against that?
Oh, sorry, I forgot what we were doing.
Called Ashley names.
Should you? No, I don't remember that.
Anila Chowdhury.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
What did
and
I
she
say?
You said no.
Oh, good. I
Because
still
of
feel like-
privacy. I mean, at least you're consistent.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
I have done it,
So
yeah.
have I.
It's in the book, but yeah, I did it. But do you know what? I feel like now the reason I wouldn't do it is because if you already feel like you need to do it, the relationship's over.
Yes. And more often than not, when you do look through, your gut is always telling you.
Yeah.
We've both been there.
Yeah, we've been there.
We have. And we'll leave that there. Right, should we spin the balls and do another one?
Yes, please.
You having fun?
So much fun. I'm loving these balls.
Better than your little, like, you know, when you've sometimes a bit boring chats when when people are like fucking nagging at you. Is it better than that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
loads
I
better
was
than
gonna
that.
Do you want to read?
It would be a real shame if I said I enjoyed Attracting to Piers Morgan more than this.
I would actually be offended.
Yeah.
And I would actually write my own book saying,
Don't
Bitch.
read.
Ashley James. Chapter 1, Ashley James.
Do you know what? I actually would love that level of petty though.
Yes.
I'm like-
I am a petty bitch though.
I've got to be petty.
100%.
Oh, this one says, guest confession, talent to bring.
Your confession.
Oh, I
What
didn't
do
know
you-
about that. What are we doing?
What your confession is.
Can I confess anything?
Anything that someone doesn't know.
Oh, bloody heck. This is putting me on the spot. Any confession,
Better be good.
give me a bit of inspo so that I can get my head around.
So we've had people in the past, like Danny Miller admitted that he once rang up pretending to be someone from Coronation Street and he got a disciplinary. That was one of them. Second of all, well, we had Claire from Steps. She said that she got drunk and passed out.
God, I need a good confessional. That's also like not gonna like
Cancel, yeah.
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 Oh, I've got quite a good one. Well, it's not that good actually, but
I'm excited.
so my confession is
Okay.
that I once accidentally pooed on an ex's sofa.
Wow.
Do you want to know the story?
Please.
It was actually the ex whose phone I went through, and he cheated on me.
Don't tell me you took a shit.
No, it wasn't deliberate.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not that savage.
That petty. Do you know what? Listen, I have a fucking load of this.
It was a long time ago, and basically, back like these days, if someone cheated on me, that'd be me. See you later. Bye 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 bye. But back then, you know, I was like, oh, but maybe I can forgive
Were
him.
you young?
I was young. And so there'd been a few months and I had came up with this master plan because I loved him still. And I thought, well, now that he's done that, he's going to realise what he's missing. And he invited me over for dinner. So my plan was like, I'm going to go there. I'm going to look absolutely amazing. And he's going to like wish that he had me back, but I'm just not gonna go there. So then he has to beg for me back. That was the plan. He made this like really creamy pasta and he talked about himself a lot. And so he was like showing me all these pictures of himself. And I was like leaning over thinking like, oh God, that pasta was really creamy. I was like, maybe I'll just like let out a fart. Well, it was not a fart.
We've all been there.
So I suddenly like jumped up. And then I'm hearing by the laughter that I shouldn't tell this story, but we're here now.
We've had worse, babe.
So I jumped up and I ran to the loo. And then, because he didn't know what had gone on, he followed me. And I was like, no, get out. And anyway, I went, this is the last time I ever saw him. I went back into
I'm fucking surprised by.
I went back into the living room and just saw him with marigolds on. And the only thing I can take away from it is that he did shit on my heart. Was that a good one or is that
Yes,
a bit
well done.
TMI?
No, I loved it. I've shot myself in Pride.
You shot yourself in Pride or at Pride?
At
Oh, right.
Pride.
I thought you were like, I did it with Pride.
Yeah, and that, I had white shorts on.
Oh, what did you do?
Well, to be fair, I carried on the night until I realised it seeped through to the white shorts and I went, I think it's time to go
Well, you
home.
carried on. Sorry.
Yeah.
You were like, I've shat myself.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
went to the toilet and realised it was a big clump of shit. And then I just kind of like, I don't know how to take my boxers off. I kind of like went on, it was about 3 a.m, I was drunk. Then I went back out and then I think someone went, look, have you sat on chocolate? And I went, oh my God, the shit's come through. And then I went home. And then I forgot about it the next day. My partner walked in and went, what are these?
I sat on chocolate.
And I went, No, because I think it was the smell. And he went, what time did you get in? I went, listen, that's the least of your worries. I've just shat myself. Let's focus on that. Also, do you know when you shat on the sofa, did you have knickers on?
Yeah.
Did you have a dress on?
Yeah.
God, you must have been a big one.
Well, no, the dress was short.
Right. Must have been a big one. But do you know what? Well done. And do you feel better about it?
I love that. I feel like that was karma.
Yes.
That was bowel movement karma.
Yes. Fuck him. Was he
Yeah.
nice or not?
Well, he cheated on me quite a few times.
That'll do it.
Do you think he deserved it?
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. I would do worse than that.
Just that it was mainly that the master plan didn't work because he didn't beg for me back after that.
Would you? Would you? Because I wouldn't.
But he probably has a bit of me.
But now I bet he's kicking himself saying, do you know Ashley James on this morning? She sat on my sofa.
She sat on my sofa, yeah.
He's going to see this now and be like, she sat on my sofa.
Yeah, that was me. That was me that she's talking about.
I hope it was a shit sofa because it was something like DFS.
No, do you know what?
There's
It was
always a sale
actually,
on
do you
them.
remember Maid? And I
Yes.
remember thinking that was like the poshest, coolest thing ever. And he'd always talk about like all his furniture from Maid. And I really liked it. Shut on it.
Well, fuck you.
Can't even get a brand deal with them anymore for that story because they don't exist anymore. Sad times.
How long ago was this?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was very early 20s.
Right, okay. He's kicking himself now.
Do you
And
reckon
I
he
bet
is?
he tell all his mates, that's that girl that shot me sofa. So now we're going to go on to my favourite section, which is the Luke section. So I'm going to ask you questions. Is there a storyline or, say, article that you read about yourself where you've been like, because I know in this game, you have to just remain silent. Everyone says, you remain silent, it'll go away if you add fuel to the fire. For me, I find that very difficult.
Yeah.
Because I'm very much like, well, that didn't fucking happen. Is there a storyline that you've seen or a headline when you've gone, that didn't happen? And you really want to be like...
I actually do. I'm not very good at silent. I actually do
Same.
call out
certain
the
things.
press a lot.
Yeah.
Not just even about me. Sometimes I just put other things up. Do you know when I really called it out? I remember when Katy Perry had a baby. This was a long, long time ago, but it was just after I'd had a baby. They put a picture of her pre-baby and a picture of her 2 weeks after a baby on these like pap shots of her in a bikini. And they like guessed her measurements before and after. And I was like, that is disgusting. And meanwhile, Orlando Bloom's in the background in like Y fronts.
Somebody had a cock out.
No, well, that was another time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have got that same shame.
No.
And I really do call it out. But I do remember lots of times I'll read a story about me and think, oh my God, I don't like me reading that. But I like me in person. So how can I expect other people to like me when that's the rubbish that they're saying?
And do you know as well, that is bad, reading the Daily Mail comments. God, they're the trenches, aren't they?
Do you know what? I don't do it, but I remember when I first started in the industry, my mum would ring me up to tell me. She'd be like, Ashley, have you seen what people are saying about you? And she'd start reading it out. And I was like, Mum, there's a reason I don't look at the comments.
Yeah, my mum did it. She rang me up. When was it? I think it was at the NTAs. And I left with my friend Maura. And there was like this big thing saying, turned away. And it was a picture of me. It's the most fucking ugliest photo of me. I had my mouth open. I was like, and it was like turned away from the after party. And my mum went, oh no, it was like a +1 or something. Luke attended as like Maura's +1 or been turned away. My mum went, you got invited there yourself. And I went, yeah, but why'd you read it? Who gives a shit? I do a little bit sometimes.
Do you ever clap back?
I did the other day on the pod because I went on the Wikis link. And I did all right, but some of the questions were a bit fucking questionable. And they called me a moron. Yeah.
What, the press did? Or
the Sun.
Oh.
It's not like the Sun to do that, is it?
No,
You
they're
know, be
normally so
horrible to people.
nice.
Yeah. Normally like quite big people. I can remember us talking about one when we saw Mel C.
Yeah.
And there was an article and you went, this is so untrue. And it was something about like Cat Deely. You remember?
Oh yeah,
something
do you
like
remember?
coming for a job, and you're like, I'm not coming for a job.
Yeah, and I love Kat.
Exactly.
I love Kat, and it was like she's coming for the job, and I was like, I didn't say it.
Like, and I just went fucking.
Yeah. I'll do that for you, for yours as well.
Yeah, fucking. Have you been private?
Yeah.
I have. What did I go for? I think I went to look for. I think it was a mole on my back. Great service.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But then I did it for my second birth, and it was like, this is actually all in my book, but it was like so far away from my first birth, and it actually made me feel really sad and guilty that every person doesn't get that experience.
But the NHS are very, very, like, sometimes I do think to myself, like, they do need a lot of funding, because I can remember when my nan was in hospital and she wasn't very well, there was people in the corridors literally having like defibrillators or getting resuscitated because there's literally no.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we've got to vote for governments that don't steal our money and want to put it back into the public. Green. You've got to start looking at Zach Polanski. He's honestly amazing, because he's very new to the Green Party, and he is cutting through all the noise and the culture wars, and he's all about division. He's a gay Jewish man, and he's trying to bring together like everybody. And I think like that's the kind of politician. And also he's not backed by big billionaires, so he's actually wants to make life better for people.
I voted for Green last time, and I can't remember who told me it was a wasted vote.
No, but Zach Polanski now. I feel like he's going to be like the big contender, because he's really good, honestly. If you're not following him, you should follow him.
Also, as well, fucking Reform. They need to
get in the bin.
Because I can remember speaking to someone that had to change their views because about gays and gay rights and stuff like that. I said, do you know like what will come with that if they're in? Mm-hmm. Anyway, we could put the world to right, me and you. I think you should be PM. And I should be your little bitch secretary. You tease.
With the bring the tea?
Yeah. No, Tony Blair and I'll be Sherry. Do you know like Sherry Blair when she opened the door and she looked like fucking dog shit that time? Yeah. That'd be me in the morning. I'd be like, what are you I'd be there grabbing the milk, getting papped. Oh, fucking hell, close that. Me and you, gingers unite. Yeah. Also, where do you think you see yourself career-wise in the next 5 years? Because if you think about it 10 years ago, love, you're very different to where you are now.
But do you know what? I feel like probably perception-wise, but I've always felt like I've just been out there doing my thing. I hate these questions, actually.
Sorry.
It feels like an interview.
Sorry.
No, because I feel like, because do you know what? I feel like...
I'll go home, shall I?
Yeah. I hate these questions. No, I hate this question, because I feel like...
It's hard, isn't it?
I say that I just want to be happy, and what might have made me happy pre-lockdown might be different to now.
Yeah.
But I generally, like, without being like gushy, I feel so lucky. When I quit my job, and I was like, if I can just say that I gave it a shot, and like if it doesn't work out, at least I won't have regrets. And the fact that I'm still here and I'm getting to do what I do, and I feel like getting to be myself, because I don't feel like I'm having to like pretend to be anything that I'm not.
Like, advocating.
I just want this to keep happening. I'd be happy in 5 years if I'm doing the same thing and still earning a living and doing what I'm doing.
And advocating.
Yeah.
You can do really well there, aren't you?
Yeah. I feel like if more of this.
Yes, because I don't see, well, especially on daytime, there's not a lot of people that are really riding it that I don't see.
What, riding daytime?
No, riding like really, really fucking going for advocacy,
oh, right, yeah.
Really going for it.
I feel like you've got to these days.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Let's hope in the next 5-10 years you got your own little show.
I'd love that. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Don't forget me, though.
And some more books.
And some more books. Don't forget me, though. I'll bring your teas in.
Do you make a good cup of tea?
I do, actually. How'd you have yours?
Quite strong.
Same. How many sugars?
No sugar.
Oh, okay.
Do you have sugar?
I have one in the bit. I used to have 3. When I was younger.
Yeah.
Backed it off a bit. Because when you're northern, your mums just used to give you sugar, didn't they?
My gran would honestly give me like strawberries. I bet there was more sugar than strawberry.
Yeah, my nan used to give me a cup of tea with 6 sugars in. I goes, Nan, do you want me to become diabetic? What is in this brew?
Yeah.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do like stirred the tea with a lollipop. Here you go. We're going to touch my balls again.
Perfect.
Probably got the gist now, haven't you? That bit's underneath here. Do you want to read?
Confession.
You know, can I just say, this is making me laugh that you're reading these, because we've just had such like a serious talks and like the dog shit in my living room. Anyway, carry on.
I was dancing in a college show for one of the exams, and I got the nervy belly. I thought I could. Listen, I thought I could get away with farting on stage. Nope.
Are you sure this is not
It
you?
was, it was a little wet and I had white tights on. You could see it all seeping through.
This could be me and you.
Yeah, this is our story combined. Listen, it happens to the best of
It
us,
does.
doesn't it?
Is that it?
Yeah, that is it.
Happens to the best of us.
It does. Like, to literally the best of us.
Don't get better
We've
than
all
this,
done
does it?
We've all done it.
Doesn't get better than this. I wouldn't feel shame in that. And also, it's a lot more common now to shit yourself.
That's not more common.
Because
One of the great things about being woke is that you can shit yourself.
Because someone said to me, like, I can't believe you're speaking about that in your podcast. Goes, at one point, we've all shat our pants being a baby, growing up. If sometimes a little bit comes out, who cares?
It does get less socially acceptable the older you get. Actually, until you get to the other side, and then it's acceptable again.
Yeah.
There's a bit of adulthood where it's not socially acceptable.
When's that? Because for me, I've never had that.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But also, do you know what really upsets me? That my mum used to change my nappy, and I know in about 15 years' time, I'm going to have to change my mum's nappy.
Aww. No.
I'm going to have to get the carers in.
How do you feel about that? You might not have to.
No.
Some people have bowel control till the end.
My nan
Especially if you do those pelvic floor exercises.
She pees herself a lot,
Not even
though.
when she was a baby. She actually would take
Yeah,
herself
she did. Oh, God, yeah.
to the toilet.
She was wiping out ours from fetus.
Yeah.
Really. Like, have you had fun?
Oh, it's been so good.
I'm glad. Thank you so much for joining Live, Laugh, Loot today. Make sure you follow us on all socials, give a 5-star rating, or to download. Everyone, the one, the only, the baddest bitch around. It's Ashley James. Woo!
Thanks for having me.